Hi, welcome to sixth grade language arts. I'm Laura Jamieson.
And I'm Amy Granger.
So here's a little bit about me. So I was born and raised in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. I always wanted to be a teacher ever since I was a little kid. I would set up my dolls and my stuffed animals on my rocking chair and read to them and teach them using a whiteboard. I graduated from Andover High School in 2009. And then I went to Central Michigan University. I began my teaching career and I've taught a couple of places. I started off in 2016 here at Van Hoosen as a long-term substitute in sixth grade language arts. Then I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in the summer of 2016, and I taught down there for 2.5 years. I taught as a fourth grade teacher and then looped up with my fourth grade class to teach fifth grade. And then when I moved back in Michigan in January 2019, I taught eighth grade language arts, and then I was moved to the virtual campus to teach fourth grade. And then when I came back to Van Hoosen, I taught sixth grade and seventh grade. And then this will be my 9th year teaching. My fiance, Mike, is an engineer analyst at Nissan. We got engaged last September and we're getting married in January. I have one sister who lives in Chicago and she works as a librarian. She's 13 months older than me. And then my mom is a retired bookkeeper for Beautiful Savior Lutheran Church. And then my dad is a retired counselor from Hart. My grandpa's going to be 100 in October, and I'm very close with him. I see him at least once a week. And then my aunt retired from Ford Motor Company last year. My fiance and I, we live in Royal Oak, Michigan, and that's a little bit about me. So I can't wait to get to know all of you this year.
Here's a little bit about me. I graduated from Oakland University many years ago with a bachelor's in elementary education, where I spent most of my career. I also have a master's in special education. This will be my 18th year teaching, and this year I'm teaching language arts and study skills here at Van Hoosen. Personally, I live right in the neighborhood, so you might see me walking after school, but I have 2 daughters who attend Rochester schools. Mackenzie's a 6th grader this year, and Riley's a 5th grader at Musson.
So this is my schedule. I have language arts 6th grade for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th hour. And then my prep hour is 4th hour. That's probably the best time to reach me, or by email or before school starts. I'm also the athletic director for Van Hoosen. So I'm usually here after school or at sporting events. And then Amy and I, we team teach 1st and 3rd hour together.
Like so Laura said, I'm in her classroom for 1st and 3rd hour, and then I'm pretty much bouncing around the school for the rest of the day. I teach 7th grade small class language arts and 2 hours of 6th grade study skills.
So a glimpse into language arts, we usually start off our classes with a do now. It might be something quick, like a quick write. It might be a student survey or a poll or just some independent reading time. We do community games, we do sentence studies. We try to build in some independent reading time where we can share and talk about their different books. We typically do a lot of mini lessons for reading, writing, grammar, any other literacy concepts. And then we always try to build in some independent work time.
In terms of 6th grade curriculum, we teach to the state standards for 6th grade, which incorporates listening, speaking, writing, and reading with an emphasis on literary analysis. So some of our mini lessons for reading would include different parts of plot or setting or conflict, point of view, the notice and note signposts, reader's theater, deep study of characters, informational reading, and then author in April celebrations and book clubs. In terms of writing, we have several different genres that we explore throughout the year, including narrative and informational, along with research and using text evidence. And like Laura said, we also try to incorporate grammar as much as possible into our daily lessons. We've also got a little bit of vocabulary that we do together, and we have some class novels that we enjoy.
So one of our main philosophies is that we want to create a lifelong reader. That is, we hope that students are reading a book that they want to read. We will help them create personal goals. We'll hopefully increase the reading volume and the text complexity throughout the year. We also hope that they explore different genres. They don't just stick with one. that they choose a book that's appropriate for their age, their reading level, as well as maintaining your family's values and beliefs. We hope that they read books that they have not previously read, but we also understand that if they do reread a book, they read it differently the second time. We will try to conference with them as much as we can and then put them in book clubs and have them talk about different books with their peers. Our author in April this year, we're excited to welcome back Jennifer Nielsen. And for authors in April this year, they can choose either Uprising or Words on Fire. They'll probably be put into book clubs in January or February, and then their books, their research projects will be based on their author in April book choice. So it's really essential that everybody gets a book. And if your family's unable to get one, we will have a couple of copies in the classroom available to them. And then we do expect that students should be reading for a minimum of 30 minutes a day. It could be after school, it could be right before bed, it could be in the car, going to an activity, but we do hope that they are reading every single day.
Along with reading, like I mentioned, we're going to focus in several different areas in terms of writing. And so we have expositive writing, where we compare and contrast, where we have arguments, where we approach literary analysis, and then we have evidence-based writing, which may be a little bit shorter response or extended response depending on the topic. We may dabble in some multi-paragraph essays throughout the year as well. This is an example of a rubric you might see in 6th grade language arts. And we set up expectations for students so they know exactly what we're looking for. We model with rubrics and we talk about the different components of rubrics anytime we have an assignment. And so the kids really get to understand the expectations. And we are hoping for kids to fall within the proficient and secure areas in 6th grade with always room to grow.
So being up to date with Parent View and your students with Student View is essential. Grades are updated as frequently as possible. On-time work is a priority over late work. It's really important to check the comment section and the assignment description consistently because it describes how much time was allowed in class to work on it, a due date. The comment section is really important because if your child had an extension for absences or anything like that, it will be written in there. Some codes you might see in the grade book, missing means it was not turned in. It mightn't just not have a name, and so your student should check the no name bin. If it is marked as missing, it is marked with a 0, and so it will bring your child's grade down dramatically until they turn it in. If it's marked as absent, it just means that they were not present on the date that it was assigned or it was due. They are still responsible to complete the work. And then if your child is excused from an assignment, it will have the word excused. If one of these is entered into the grade book, missing or absent, it's an automatic 0. However, once it is graded, it will change. Our late expectation is that students turn work in on time, but we understand that sometimes students aren't able to turn in work on time, and so we do accept late work, but there will be a penalty of a 10% one-time percentage, and then that will bring their grade down just by a little bit, and then after 1 week, it is an automatic 50%.
So we look forward to hearing from your student if there's anything that they're worried about or wondering. We really encourage them to be self-advocates. Of course, you can email us anytime as well if you have questions or concerns. So here are our emails up at the top. You can also find us on Google Classroom. Laura does an amazing job at keeping it updated. And then these are the daily materials that we expect students to bring every day when they come to language arts: a charged Chromebook, an independent reading book, some type of organization, whether it be a folder or a binder, writing utensils, a notebook, and their planner.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you.